given the equation 4 over 9x minus 1 over 3y equals to 1, find the equation of the perpendicular to the line at its y-intercept. Leave your answer in the form y equals to mx plus c. Step 1, you understand the equation. It is testing on the concept of equation of a straight line. Now look at the first line you have been given. This is an equation of a line. Now remember that when you are dealing with equation of a straight line, the basic formula, the general equation for straight lines is y equals to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. Now look at the equation you have been given. 4 over 9x, rearrange it according to this equation. Anytime you have been given this type of equation, the equation you are given, rearrange it into the equation, into the general formula equation. Now y should be the subject. Take this y to the other side. You will get 1 over 3 y is equal to 4 over 9x minus 1. It is a third y, but we want y to be equal to 1. So we'll multiply everything by this denominator. Multiply everything by 3. Y, now you will get a y here. 4 over 9 times 3 is 12 over 9x minus 1 times 3 is 3. To this point, you'll now realize that this line you are dealing with, m is located right here. 12 over 9 is the m. So you already have its gradient, which is 12 over 9. We can simplify 12 over 9, of which 3 is a common multiple there. 3 goes here 3 times, 3 goes here 4 times. So the gradient is equal to 4 over 3. We already have the gradient. Now, what other information have we been given? Find the equation of the perpendicular to the line. We have another line that is perpendicular to this line. This is the line we're dealing with. We also have another line that is perpendicular to this one. Now, what should you know? You should know that perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. And what is the relationship? The relationship is that their gradients, when multiplied, this m1 gradient, m2 gradient, if you multiply the two gradients, you will get a -1. So immediately from this concept, we can establish that if I take this gradient and multiply to the other line's gradient, I'm supposed to get a -1. Now let's get the other gradient. 4 over 3 times, say, m2 is equal to -1, which will be equal to, you'll get m2 is equal to -1 times, multiply by the reciprocal of this, times 3 over 4. m2 is equal to -3 over 4. We already have the gradient of the second line. Now let's proceed. What else have we been told about the second line? Find the equation of the perpendicular to the line at its y-intercept. So this is the second line. From here we are dealing with the second line. We are required to find the equation of this line at its y-intercept. The key word is y-intercept. Y-intercept, at y-intercept, what you should know about x and y-intercept. At y-intercept, x is equal to 0. At x-intercept, y is equal to 0. When a line meets, basically what we mean by the intercept, it means where the line meets the y. When a line meets y, x is always at 0. When a line meets x-axis, the y is always at 0. So what next? Already here we can establish one thing. We'll ask ourselves one question. How did we arrive to this gradient? We arrived to the gradient by using the knowledge that, through the knowledge that if you want to get the gradient you'll use the formula change in y over change in x. So we already here we need to get change in y over change in x. But what do we know? We have been told the y-intercept. At y-intercept, x is 0. X is 0. So already at that y-intercept, x will be 0. We don't know why. How do we know? But we can tell why, because we already have the equation of the second line. Now remember that when you're using the formula y equals to mx plus c, m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. And already we have x here. Y-intercept is supposed to be located at c, and here is your y-intercept. Y-intercept is -3, so it is 0, -3. We can say that change in y is y minus -3, you get a +3. X all over x minus 0 should give us the gradient, which is -3 over 4. What next? Multiply everything by this denominator, x minus 0. X minus 0 multiply by x minus 0, x minus 0. It cancels out here. Y plus 3 is equal to -3 over 4x. This 0 cancels out. So we can take y should be the subject, because we have been told to arrange it according to the formula y equals to mx plus c. Y will be equal to 3, +3 to the other side is a -3. So it's y equals to -3 over 4x minus 3. We can let me write it here so that it's clear. Y is equals to -3 over 4x minus 3. And that is the answer, and that is 3 marks.